It's very difficult, and that's an understatement.
Being a refugee is not something fun.
We don't have future and we are so, hopeless and we are so depressed.
These women are all former refugees who now have new lives in Buffalo, and they believe too many people do not understand what being a refugee really means.
People think refugees come here because they want to come here. Refugees come here because they're seeking asylum, and they cannot go back to their home country because they will be persecuted.
Amina Porakanen came to the U.S. as a child, fleeing war-torn Bosnia because her ethnic background made her family a target for murder.
I was scared. I didn't know where I was.
Esperance Rigamba also faced death as she, her husband, and her child fled Rwanda.
So many people were killed, families. I had to leave my country because I was not feeling safe.
The trauma of being a refugee takes over your whole life, said Rini Manuan from Burma.
We don't have nothing and we have to, like a beggar.
The United Nations decides where refugees resettle, and when told she was coming to Buffalo in January 2005, Esperance Rigamba had no idea of what to expect.
Full of snow. That was something shocked me fast.
The biggest adjustment is language. Amina Porakanen still remembers how confusing it was as a child.
Everybody was speaking to me, but I didn't understand anything. So that was the first barrier that I had to overcome.
Even seeking medical treatment is a culture shock because back home, doctors in some countries only treat people with money.
If you don't have money, you stay behind or you go back to home until you get money.
And many refugees come with preconceived notions that banks and police are corrupt and untrustworthy.
They feel like maybe if they put their money in banks, they will steal money.
Because of that, refugee families are hesitant to use American financial institutions, choosing instead to keep money in their homes, which makes them tempting targets for criminals. That was a problem that Buffalo police dealt with last year. Some of the big challenges to solving the crimes were language, refugees not knowing how to call 911, and a tremendous fear of police, as expressed by one man from Somalia.
And he said, you have to understand, in our country, when the police come and take people away, we never see them again.
New efforts are now in place between police and Buffalo's growing refugee population to build trust. Is it working so far?
It is. It really is.
As part of that effort, officers use these special cards so the proper interpreters can be found.
It's difficult for us to show up at a home where the person doesn't speak English either because we're there to try and help.
But many refugees feel people look at them as outsiders who just came here for free handouts. And Buffalo's refugee community says even though they were resettled here, refugee families want to be productive members of the community.
I didn't know how to find a job.
The Westminster Economic Development Initiative is one group that helps refugees learn to start businesses.
A lot of these people are professionals in their own country and they're starting all over again.
At the Westside Bazaar Business Incubator site on Grant Street, refugees learn American business rules
so that they can start a business and then make money to bring home to their families.
For newer refugees like Zelim Ganeta from Yemen, the help is the first step in allowing her to build a restaurant business.
Business is great.
And helping refugees does pay off for the community. Esperance Rigamba is now an economic development specialist after attending ECC and Buff State College. Amina Porakanen, an established attorney who helps others through the International Institute.
Unless you've gone through it, I don't know that anybody can really appreciate what it's like to be a refugee.
All these refugees say they are very thankful for a chance to have a new life and be part of the American dream.
We are so feared and so depressed, and now we are so happy.
Ed Reilly, 7 Eyewitness News.